lot of fun.
Oh my God. We're live. Yeah, I'm Dan. I'm here again. White Oak. I'm sticking to it. It's now part of my identity. Who else we got?
Other Dan.
Other Dan. Oh man.
It's not very Western.
Does that look normal to you, Bennett, by the way?
Looks like he might be having an allergic reaction.
That must be what's happening.
I think you should take your watch off and probably wash your hand.
I think I should.
That is my non-medical expertise medical advice there. Who else is on this podcast?
All right, anyway. Yeah. Kyle, drywall assassin.
Boot!
Classic boot. All right. So, a lot of us are hungry, but we're going to talk about it anyway, because I said, we're going to talk about barbecue, man. Fuck. Yeah, we've been to so many barbecue places over the time. Well, let's start with Hog Wheezy.
Yeah, the local favorite.
It's
favorite-ish.
It's called Hog Wild.
Yes.
Is the actual name, but it is Hog Wheezy.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're good for in town.
And it's real barbecue. Like, they're out there on a wood-fired smoker. It's not that electric bullshit. Like some serious Texas barbecue joint up the road.
Unserious barbecue.
Not that serious Texas barbecue.
Seriously
Texas
mediocre.
taco's delicious. I'm fucking down.
Oh man, the potatoes with the onions and the fucking brisket.
And I went to college-ish for 1 year in Durango, where that place started. Ate at the original. It's got a little place in my heart.
Me and
Even though it's trash.
Me and Jernigan drove by it one time.
Oh, in Durango?
Yeah, we drove by the
old
original.
cart one. They've got two.
Oh, okay.
Their bigger one's got a go-kart track, which is badass.
Yeah, they got that Zuber Fizz everywhere down there too. The soda or whatever. Is that Durango soda?
I think it might be.
Okay, because
It's a hot commodity.
Yeah, they have it in all the serious Texas.
Never actually
around
tried
town.
one, honestly.
I had one time.
Yeah, big
I mean,
soda.
yeah. I think I got the
It
root
was
beer
a
one.
soda.
Yeah, it was a soda. It's a good way to put it.
IBC's a little better, but that's. I'm not a cream soda guy either, but
Yeah.
IBC gets the nod over that one.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Jones Soda is not around as much. It's still around.
I don't even think I know
Jones
what
used to
Jones
be
soda.
good.
I actually
Yeah.
like the green apple Jones, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
but-
I think one of Garrett's photos made it on.
Hanson's used to be pretty legit back in the day. I don't think those are around anymore either.
I see
bet you
Hanson's
they are.
around.
Are they?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Owens
I
or
haven't seen
Ian?
one in a while.
Hanson's.
Hanson's.
Ian?
They're just called Hansons.
No, like how does it pronounced? Like they're spelled.
Like HANE.
SEN. Yeah.
English,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Like Mbop, but with an E.
yes,
That was on the radio.
Hanson was with an O though, right?
It was, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Han's
yeah,
son.
not Hansons, but yeah, with an E. Hanson. I guess.
Those motherfuckers were everywhere
Yeah.
way back when.
Oh yeah,
There was like the Hanson
My
twofold
grandma used to
binder,
get,
the
like,
Scholastic Book Fair. People loved them.
24 packs of those, with like the strawberries and cream or whatever, and
The black
strawberry
cherry or
kiwi,
whatever.
black cherry. What was the other? It was like an apple or something. But yeah, those were good.
But barbecue.
Anyway, yeah, we kind of distracted with some stuff.
We were
but
talking about Hog Wild. They're
Yeah.
pretty good.
I just went there yesterday, actually, but yeah, that's.
But I mean, part
they
of,
had
being on the road is you gotta find good food, You gotta find and barbecue is obviously like something you would seek out on the road.
Yeah, we go in the South a lot. We pass by. Where do we go? God, I can't even remember where we had that barbecue that was real okay. It was the most moderate barbecue I've ever had. There was nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't really that great.
Is it the one that had all the stray cats everywhere? They're like, meow. I was like, oh, get away.
Yeah.
Trying to eat some Elgin
I'm
sauce.
trying to remember this place, but I'm pretty sure it was me and you. Oh, man.
Well, we had great barbecue in Decatur area.
That's true.
Yeah, I forget
That's
the name
true.
of that spot, but it's
Texas?
yeah,
There's a Decatur in like every state but
Yeah.
this one, I think.
Decatur TX.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but that was damn good.
The little place in Fairplay, the barbecue place me and Jernigan would always stop at whenever we'd go down there. Closed when we went through. Oh man, the barbecue was okay, but goddamn those beans, so fucking good. That's some of the best beans I've ever had.
My
Fair bacon?
previous longtime favorite in Colorado was Q for You in Frisco. And last time I went there, it's a fucking car wash now.
Oh.
Like, ugh. That was the spot, like coming down I-70 or after snowboarding, go get a real brisket sandwich.
Was that the place we went one time? I'm trying to remember.
I've been there several times working at and then last time it was at and we ended up, it was a car wash and there's a Taco Bell right there and a freaking. There used to be an A&W, which is now a weed store.
That's Colorado.
So,
They kept the W part, yeah.
yeah, they get the W.
Yeah.
Just envisioning like a car wash that used to be a barbecue joint, so gross. Just like cherry chipotle sauce,
man,
like
so
with beans coming up.
It's the same drains they had.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Potato salad underwash or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Just a really funny experience, not on the job there. We're all sitting there with some of my old friends eating barbecue, and some Karen fucking is at the counter like, well, you see on the website it said, and the guy behind me was just a fucking ski bum stoner. He's just like, man, we don't even have a website. Which sent our entire table into hysterical laughter. And just like, I couldn't, it was one of the funniest things I've ever been a part of at a restaurant. Hilarious. Good place. It's not around anymore.
Speaking of the ski bum stuff, Steamboat, your area, all the people who are semi kind of local talk about going to Rex's, but I hadn't been there. But
They got good food.
It's off of the hotel, but they're like, give it a shot, try it out. Durango was Z's, where we ate instead of the Sirius, Texas, which we passed by. But best fish burrito I've had in Colorado.
Fish?
Because we're so close to the ocean and everything.
I know,
Yes.
yeah.
What about me?
The fish. Colorado's
You could go fishing in Colorado.
I wish Tanner was here too, to be like,
yeah.
no, you can, but
We'll get Tanner on here soon enough. He's camping right now. I was going to invite him, but he's out of town.
he's probably fishing right now, yeah.
Call out to Garrett, though. We went to Austin, or we went to Georgetown or whatever, and we stopped at the Salt Lake. And that place is fucking baller.
I've heard good things.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
you can order that meat online. Like, you can order pounds of brisket, and they'll ship that shit to you. But, man, that shit's so good. Yeah, that's probably the best barbecue place I've ever been on a long haul, I think.
Salt Lake, people wait for hours to get that.
Yeah.
It's one of the heavy hitters for Texas barbecue.
You walk in, and there's like a fire pit in the middle, just like a huge stone fire pit, and you see all the meats and stuff, and it's...
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's like the hoo-hot of barbecue.
Yeah, they're chopping up the barbecue. But it's also...
Yeehaw.
It's also like bring your own beer, too. We didn't have any alcohol, but they don't
fan.
sell alcohol, but you could bring it with you and drink it there, which is pretty cool. I'm into that.
Yeah. I like the legal loopholes that there must be, too. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Got to be a lot. That's Texas, baby.
That's true.
You do whatever you want.
It's a good rule of thumb, too. If you got a guy who's like 350 plus and just sweating over the food, you know he's having a rough time over the cooker, it's probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not always the case, but most of the time, if you get... Never trust a skinny chef is where I'm going.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The thicker that guy is, he's giving you the good cuts of brisket.
Yeah. He knows what's good. He knows what's up.
That it's not really a barbecue spot, but Zombie Burger in Amarillo, Texas. Amazing. Just crazy good burgers, insane fried catfish, big old fat Texan sweating his ass off.
Correct.
It's so good. It's so good. If it's still there, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the theme of it? Is it zombie themed or?
No, it's just kind of like a bar,
Gotcha.
but it just happens to be called Zombie Burger.
Okay.
You know, zombies were real popular at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably had a
Still
signature
are,
zombie burger that was, obscene.
Yeah, I guess this
pair
is...
well with that zombie apocalypse hot sauce.
It probably would. that would be a good hot sauce for
Oh,
a burger.
I was
I'm not
thinking-
usually into that.
I was thinking about doing this too as like a podcast or maybe like a live thing, a little mix up. Let's get a bunch of fucking hot sauces and try them bitches. We'll do one of those sauce tasting videos. We'll get a bunch of good... I feel like a lot of us are... I'm not a huge, like, super hot sauce guy. I'm more about flavor than I am about just shit being hot. But I know a lot of people around here love their hot fucking shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It could be your genetics, though. You have thousands of years of people not fucking with hot food whatsoever.
So it's actually pretty funny, shouting out a different podcast, basically. But my brother, he does like hot sauce tasting with his kids. And it's really funny watching him do it because he has all the exact same issues I do. He'll like try a hot sauce and he'll like get the hiccups and feel kind of crappy, but then he'll try a different hot sauce that's even hotter and he'll be like, yeah, this doesn't affect me at all. There's some kind of spice or something in us that when it mixes with the whiteness.
That's the same thing. Like we've had that conversation a little bit too with like some of the Reaper stuff. It doesn't seem as hot to me as like Scorpion, and even though technically they're supposed to be hotter or whatever, like certain peppers, are definitely way different than
Hottest
other ones.
shit I've
And,
had
like,
was fucking green chili from New Mexico sometimes.
That
It's
shit you
like-
brought back, didn't you?
Yeah, insane. Like it's way hotter than my Reaper sauce that I have at home. Like, fuck. Shit doesn't make my face red and my ears pop like that. Shit is gnarly.
Well, that's like I need to check what peppers that is, but I have one too that I got it and did like a pinky tip size dab on my finger and just to taste it right when I got it, and it was like 15 minutes later the whole like right side of my neck was numb and I was like, ooh yeah, this is definitely good. I need to be careful with that one, not put too much of that on anything.
It's all an allergic reaction. It was getting you good.
Yeah.
The capsaicin rush, too, that's a great thing for people who are adrenaline junkies or smokers or coming off of smoking. It like replaces the same kind of rush you're looking for. So it's not like I'm burning up hot sauce every day, but I'm always down to do a little dance with it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Like if I'm gonna get wings, they're gonna be hot at
Hot as
minimum.
fuck.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
there's like Jim's Wings, like that. Talking about more places around town, but that place, the extra hot is okay.
I think it's a good level for a buffalo sauce.
I think
Like,
so too. Yeah,
you know?
it's right there.
You
It's-
can
it's what
crush
you
like
want.
30 of them if you really want to.
Yeah,
That was actually one of the
Yeah.
places I had the most miserable hot thing experience of my life too. Because I got, I can't remember if it was a dozen or 18 of the Ram Hot, and I had a buddy with me who was like, "Well, I want to try one, but I don't really know." And he got just their regular barbecue wings. And so I was like, yeah, I'll trade you one for one or whatever, and ended up saving that one for last, which ended up being like the biggest mistake of my life because I was totally fine through all the Ram Hot wings, but the second that I hit that barbecue one, the vinegar was so strong that it just felt like I lit up and I was done, like just crying and melting everywhere. It was like, oh god, what just happened?
you just invented a new challenge. You have to eat
Yeah.
19 extra hot and then one
Yes.
barbecue, but the barbecue has to be at the end.
Apparently that's a thing. Because, yeah, I was sitting there the whole time and everyone was like, man, those really aren't that hot to you? And I was like, no, they're fine. And then it was just like, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, shit. It's all gone now. But
Knees weak, palms are
Yeah.
sweaty.
Yeah.
There is a hotter one than Ram Hot, but they pulled it, and it's kind of fucked up because there was like a couple complaints about it being too hot, so they just pulled
You
it.
know what
that's
you're getting.
exactly.
You know what
Why
you're
do you
getting.
order it?
Yeah.
Like
It's
we
on
have
the top of the bar.
ridiculous one, and then we have one step higher.
It's a
Give
ghost
me your
pepper
hottest
paste.
thing. Ah, it's too hot. What?
Exactly.
That's
You're
on
an
you,
idiot.
man.
It's what you asked for. Just eat it.
I would have
you can
done
still
the
get
one
those.
wing challenge, and it fucked me up. This place, Cuckoo's down in Durango, they bread their wings, which is kind of weird, you know.
Fried
It was
chicken.
cool,
Yeah,
though.
fried chicken. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it holds all the sauce, that's
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
And the challenge was like to eat a pound. And in like,
That's a lot.
you got a glass of milk, and I think you had 30 minutes or something. And yeah, I almost made it, but dude, like, it was like their hottest buffalo, and then just this black death sauce that was on it. And my God, dude, I had to get back to the dorms at the time and showered and like my whole face was burning, just like all over me, and just super oily. Like I was sweating it out. I was smelling that in my sweat for like 3 days.
Was that a stand-up shower or like a curl fetus
Oh,
position?
yeah, it really was a stand-up shower. That
Started there.
yeah. Oh my god. Trying to keep it out of my contacts and shit.
Touching your eye.
Yeah,
Just,
that
oh
was-
my god.
That was rough.
Yeah, I failed mine. It was at this bar called The Other Place. It was literally called The Other Place. And you had to sign a waiver to eat 6 wings. I was like, oh, that ain't shit. 6 wings?
Yeah.
Son, I got
Down them
this.
before they even know what's happened, you know?
You can't have any sweet tea or like any sort of sugar, no milk. It's like you just get water. And I had one of the wings, and I had to tap out about 4 minutes in.
God,
Dang, only one?
Just one.
Man, that
yeah.
crushes you.
Had to sign multiple waivers though to even do the 6 wing challenge. And maybe you can power through it and
Yeah.
hate it, but
I
They
feel
make
like
you
when
wear
it's a
gloves and
challenge,
stuff, too,
like
or-
they just
yeah, oh yeah,
They
yeah,
have
they
it
all
out
they came
for
out with
you.
gloves.
That's see, like I said at the beginning, I like things that are hot and have flavor.
yes.
But then once you
When
start
it's
doing that
just
shit,
ridiculous,
no,
yeah.
no, there's no point.
I took the other 5 back to a party at MTSU, and man, we fucked some people up with it.
Oh, yeah.
That's brutal.
Somewhere there's a video of my buddy Ben just pouring whipped cream in his mouth, crying.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
well, speaking of food challenges and getting back to barbecue a little bit, we haven't talked about them bowls.
You know what I'm looking up right now? What the Georgia Boys Challenge is.
Yes.
I am in the process of
we
looking
should
it
all
up.
do it. I was there at the Frederick one.
Is there one in Frederick?
Yes, it may or may not be the first one,
Okay.
but I was stoked to be there. Of course, I got their wings there, which are smoked, dry rub smoked, then fried, then tossed in sauce,
Wow.
and that's
That's a process.
lovely. I tell you what. But the pork was a little dry.
It's a shame.
The slaw wasn't as good as the where even is that? Longmont.
Longmont, I think.
That spot. Cause that slaw, they turned me on to slaw. There's Granny Smith apples, thin shaved in
Ooh,
that.
in the slaw? I don't think I've had their
Dude.
slaw. I'm not,
That's
man.
good.
It's the best. It's not too mayonnaisey, not too vinegary. It's just right.
It's the
Perfect on
attention
the
to
pulled
detail.
pork.
Yeah.
Fucking sandy. Like, I've had their brisket, but I always go for that pulled pork sandy because that slaw on top is so good. And they got the Carolina mustard sauce, which is fucking amazing.
That's good.
And the normal vinegar, which I dabble in too. All their sauces are good. All their food is good. They have a food challenge. It's like, I think they say it's like 4 or 5 pounds.
So this I didn't even know about. But I
Barnyard challenge.
so there's the I went back. The 6.5 the Barnyard Challenge, 6.5 pounds of that's
shit.
just a spicy sandwich.
What?
Damn.
I'm trying to find the details, but I can't get a good detail thing on here. It's got pork, brisket, and chicken surrounded by fries and 6 ghost wings, weighing over 5 pounds.
Those ghost wings aren't like too spicy or anything.
I haven't tried them. Have you?
They
sell
have the
wings
ghost
there?
sauce. Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the big chicken because there's just one that's just a shitload
Yeah,
of
it's
food,
like
isn't there?
yeah. There's a bunch of bread and potatoes, which makes me nervous.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna
Yeah,
get
just
you.
a couple edibles, you're fucking good to go.
Yeah.
You can crush anything. Yeah, I can't find the challenge other than the sandwich one.
What's this giant sandwich? It must be new.
Interesting.
I got a picture of it here. I don't think I'm gonna post it, but you can see. Yeah, yeah. It looks like a doozy.
Whole thing.
That looks like a challenge for 20-year-old me, not 30-year-old.
It might be easier than the other one.
It's hard to tell because that forearm's not that
I'd try
big,
it,
maybe.
but-
But then there's those children's heads.
It is bigger than a child's head.
One child's head, please.
Yes.
One's in a parking rack.
Oh, the child-sized soda.
It's approximately the liquefied
Yes.
size of one child.
It's funny because like the 6.5 pounds did intimidate me, but then you throw spicy in there, and you're like, man, 6.5 pounds of spice is. I would need probably more plumbing, I think. Or just do it straight in the septic tank and skip the middleman.
Maybe this is their new challenge because nobody's passed it.
Yeah, maybe they.
Okay.
switched
They
it
had
up or
a
something.
surprisingly low amount of people on their wall of fame.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 4 or 5.
Maybe most people were heading up to Estes for the day and they're
I mean, it's only $40 if you don't finish, which is not that much more than I'd spend there anyway.
Right. God, that place is so good. I need to go get some of that shit soon.
The food truck was in Wellington yesterday, so I've seen them up there a few times.
I wonder if they go to the. I'm sure they're going to start it up since COVID's kind of going down. But the food truck thing they do over by City Park, where just all the food trucks. I've only been there one time, but it was pretty interesting. Yeah, just walking around, looking at all the food trucks. Ate one meal, and that was it.
They did a mini turnout for COVID. There was only, I don't know if it was a lottery or if they had to pay more, but they had 4 trucks maybe off to the side. And there was one barbecue spot. The guy pulled up it's like a F-250 with the 2 smokers on the back. It's called Biggs Barbecue. I think Biggs with the 2 G's. And it was good, but it also wasn't stellar. But I could tell the guy was serious about barbecue. I just didn't know if it was an off day or not. But he also didn't have the PR under control.
Sure.
It wasn't it was kind of what do you want? We're out of brisket. Here you go.
Yeah, that's all we got.
Yeah.
See, that's what I've been running into a lot. That was the same thing that I ran into yesterday going to Hog Wild. They were out of ribs again, which always bums me out.
Again.
Yeah.
You got to get those ribs quick there, apparently.
But they did have brisket this time, so at least there was that. But it also was not quite as good as I was hoping for. But whatever, it happens.
Yeah.
Another, going back to just okay, and you brought up the just the vinegar thing. So there's the newer place in town too, that JoJo's Colorado Barbecue. I was not overly impressed with them.
Yeah.
I got
I don't know about that.
I got a bunch of sauces from them. They were out of all their hot sauces, which also really bummed me out. But they had one that was just listed as spicy vinegar, and I assumed that that was just the base of the sauce, but no, it was literally just
spicy vinegar.
Just
It was
vinegar
all right,
with capsaicin.
it's not
sprinkled
even.
in.
It was like
Some pepper
vinegar with
flakes.
red pepper
Yeah.
flakes. That was basically
See,
all it was. And
I
I was
like
like,
that
yeah, it's
kind of
fine.
stuff. I mean,
But
it's
it
good,
just,
but-
yeah. Again, just
But-
not what I was expecting. I was like, yeah, that's okay. But yeah, their brisket was okay. Their what else did I get? Riblets or something.
Riblets.
Were kind of okay, not my favorite. And then they have these potato wedges, kinda. They're not fries, but I
Okay.
got
Like
the
hush
spicy
puppies?
version of those. Like what?
Like a hush puppy.
You never
No,
had a potato
just
wedge before?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
chunks of potato,
Yeah.
but not
What the hell is a hush puppy? Is
I
it
think that's-
cornbread fries?
So
Kinda,
it's
cornmeal.
cornbread
Yeah.
and meat and whatever leftover shit. They would throw it in a ball and fry it and throw it there to the dogs.
Yeah.
To the hush puppy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the name comes from.
See,
Yeah.
in white cucky culture, we call them fritters now, I believe.
What?
Fritters. That's a totally different thing.
No.
Yeah, hush puppy, tartar sauce, big fat po' boy on the side. Anyway,
Oh man, speaking of po' boys, when me and Jake went to Louisiana, we just found some little dirty restaurant hole in the wall thing.
that's what you wanted.
And ordered
What you
some
want.
po' boys, and man, I got me a catfish po' boy. That shit was so good.
Ah, man. Talking about catfish earlier, it's the best.
I haven't-
Actually, walleye is a little better, but
Walleye's
catfish,
That
they're
was-
similar.
That was the
but-
last time I had catfish. I haven't had it in
So
years at this
Speaking of
point.
catfish
So
too,
good.
actually, that was one of the more recent ones when we did that live stream from Washington. So we got Moe's, and I got their catfish, and it was real fucking good.
Get
Oh,
back
it's
to
not
Zombie
much.
Burger.
Yeah.
Saw a Scotsman get their fried catfish, and it looked so good. We all huddled around his table, and they know their fish and chips, and he was straight up, "This is the best fish and chips I've ever had in my life." And he's from the fucking shithole island of Scotland. I've never had good fish and chips there either. So.
Yeah,
But they claim to be experts, so go with that.
yeah.
But yeah, when that fried catfish broke open, steam coming up,
yeah.
just eight
Right.
dudes, eight sweaty dudes like, oh shit, take your first bite.
There's actually a scientific thing for that. It's not the catfish, but it's called the fajita effect.
Yes.
And I get that every time I'm at a Chili's and I'm 2 margaritas in.
And you're watching all your lives.
And you're just like, oh no, I need one. Bring it to me.
It's like a full head turn when you see a thick something. You're like, woo.
They know what they're doing. They line up that bar next to the kitchen to make sure you see that food.
Yeah, it's definitely marketing for sure.
Yeah, that's
Hear that crackle of the fajitas going off though.
Damn right.
That's one of those things that's been bumming me out with COVID too. When you go to like order food online, it's like something served on a sizzling plate, and you're like, God damn it, yeah, I really want that. But obviously, that's not accurate to if you're delivering it to
That
me.
plate ain't gonna be
If you bring
sizzling.
that thing all the way to my house and
Better
it's still fucking
leave
sizzling,
that
then I'll
cast
be real
iron
happy.
in my
But
fucking door.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
To-go booze needs to stay. It just makes perfect sense. Get a couple to-goes of margaritas.
Yeah.
Just put it in a
I like
32
that
ounce
to-go
styrofoam.
margarita thing. I was ordering from Hacienda Real during COVID a lot. I would do that.
Yeah, they just put a little piece of tape over it and
Yep.
seal.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
It just says, don't drink it till you get home, and then,
Hey, you do what you gotta do. Don't drink and drive.
yeah, absolutely.
They did seal my pizza too. I'm sure they're still doing it, but that makes sense. But also, I didn't know that they didn't add the sauce that I paid for extra in there because it was sealed for my protection.
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
And then I bring it half an hour back and open it up, and I'm looking forward to that garlic butter, and it's just non-existent.
Dude, they seal your Taco Bell. I don't know if they still do it. They
do,
put
yeah.
a sticker over the Taco Bell bag.
Yeah, and they
It's
hand
like
it to you
In
that
like a
tote.
plastic tray.
Yeah.
I love you guys make this shit.
Here you go, you piece of shit.
After I handed them my fucking butt sweat soaked credit card. Take a smell of that on the sun.
They must have bought them off the TSA. They're like the same size and everything else. TSA blowout, get all 300 cases or whatever. But
All the
Speaking
trays.
of that, dude, weird item we moved, yesterday, 2 days ago? I thought it was a bandsaw that had been disassembled and was sitting on a roller. I pull off this, canvas sheet, and it's like, is this the ATM from Terminator 2? Or, was this a kiosk at a fucking baggage claim? What the fuck? Why do you have this in your garage? In the mix of all these tools, this random fucking ATM from the 80s on a rolling pedestal.
You never know what you're gonna see. I guess
You
yeah.
saw it?
yeah, so I
was
think he
it.
had some sort of car wash operation
What
at
the
some
fuck?
point,
It
or
could've
maybe he
been
still
a car
did.
wash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll transition here into moving
Absolutely
stories now,
bizarre.
because that's a pretty good one. Because today I should have got pictures of it, but we did I'm not going to say the name of the company, but there's a company that I'm going to say it and edit it out. You guys all know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a business that helps handicap
Disabled
and
people, yeah.
impoverished, whatever, people stricken by poverty, things like that. They help those people out, and we move for them a lot. And usually those jobs fucking suck balls.
Bad.
Remember the Little Lebowski overachievers?
Of course.
That's what I think.
But specifically today, we did one of those jobs, and it wasn't too bad. It was a bed, 20 boxes, and a human lift.
That sounds pretty typical.
So the 20 boxes was nothing, even though they were all folded closed and not taped, and they were like, that one's full of expensive things, and it's folded on the bottom, and it's like, what are you doing? But the bed was stupid. It took a while to get apart and put back together. Nothing out of the ordinary. But the human lift it's like 2 pillars.
For the bed, right?
No.
Oh, no?
So it goes over the bed.
Yes.
But it
yes,
goes over
that-
the entire room.
Yes.
So you can pick someone up from the bed and send them to the other side of the room and set them down.
Nice.
And the people did you put it in there?
Probably.
Did the house have a weird side garage? driveway?
No, it
Okay.
didn't. No.
Well, that's where I put one.
They were the people we picked it up from, they were like German or some kind of European something or another. But it's like two pillars with a bar going across the top, and the people we were picking it up from were like, "So you guys know how to take this apart?" It's like, no, we could probably figure it out, but we're not putting it back together. And they're like, oh, that's fine, because they're sending all this stuff to another like family group of people who are going to have to deal with it. But yeah, me and Jabel figured out how to take apart a human lift.
Yeah.
All you had to do was twist it down and then unclip the thing and then lift up the whole lift and then move it to the side and then lean the whole thing over, and then you could make it a little bit smaller so you can actually get it out of the house. But we brought it to the new place, and the guy was like, yeah, the people who set this shit up are coming to do it. And I was like, that is correct, because I am not doing this.
You are correct.
But the apartments that we moved it to, like, they had a whole free bedroom for whoever's going to come stay with them, that they're going to help out or whatever. Those ceilings are like 12 feet high. That thing is not going to fit in that room.
Holy shit! And not in a 12-foot ceiling.
It's
How
the
fucking tall is this?
have you been to the Crown?
Yeah.
Not the
Crown.
South Crown, the North Crown.
Okay.
Yeah, we just went.
I have not
Yeah.
been to the north.
Yeah, they were
It's
on the
alright.
first floor, and it's got super high ceilings. And I'm looking at these fucking pillars, and I'm like, these things aren't going to reach the ceiling. Maybe they know something I don't, but that shit is not going to work. But no.
It's only because I watched Jurassic Park 2 days ago, but it sounds like where they lift the cow in,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the crane operation.
Not far off.
It's kind of like that.
There's a hook on it. Like, you can see where you put the two hooks in, and it slides back and forth on a motor. And it sets people down and up. Yeah.
Is the person on like almost like a hammock type of material?
So I don't know that. That was all packed away in boxes.
Okay.
I only saw like the frame and the motor and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's very weird.
Yeah, it was an odd thing to do today.
Well, different circumstances, yeah.
Yeah.
We have to think outside the box 2,800 times a day, so there's no algorithm. Every single day is different, so you just don't know.
Yeah, it's always like, you guys know how to do this, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Jesus.
I guess.
Our dude today, man. Goddamn. It was like all like everything was underpointed because it was like he's gonna take it all apart, and he did take it all apart. But then he kept altering the deal, fucking Vader style on us.
Pray he doesn't.
Yeah.
alter it.
So we had Bailey help him assemble stuff while we unloaded.
Mr. Engineer, dude.
Probably
Yeah.
the worst idea.
That shit's real funny. I didn't notice till you guys started doing it.
It took
It took him a
forever
long time.
for them to put that
And that
code
shit was
together.
funny. And then he asked us to put his new trampoline together. It was like, for $50, you want to put my trampoline together? How big is it? Full size,
It's a big old
16
12
feet
foot
or
or something,
12
yeah.
feet. Like,
No.
that's gonna take a long time, with all those springs. I'm like looking at you for some kind of like assurance. And you're just like, no. I didn't even say no. We kind of just shook our heads and
Like,
walked away. Like, nah, looks like rain coming in, buddy.
It says
do it
more
to
where you like look distantly away and maybe kick a can if it's around. You're like, no.
That guy, though,
Pretty good,
there was
yeah.
some other hilarious shit. So, like, his place was, he had, a few Goldens, older ones, and some cats, but we fucking open up his bed, the three of us are in the room, underneath is, like, all hair, and then, like, a fucking Sheriff Woody doll. So I pick up the Sheriff Woody out of the fucking thing, start pulling the ripcord, waiting for fucking
There's a snake in my
yeah,
boots.
someone poisoned the water hole. We didn't get any of that. And
No.
before he came in, it was like, God damn, I
disgusting.
fucking hate my goddamn family. We're like,
She's like, I love my wife, but she's not a cleaner.
she's not clean.
Maybe he should alter the deal.
That shit was funny.
You can't escape golden hair. That's
Yeah, you can. I don't know if that's even what it was.
Yeah,
His wife just wasn't a cleaner. And it showed.
Yeah, there was
shit
stuff everywhere too,
with
like
fucking
taking the backs off the couches, all kinds of like candy and toys and
St.
food.
Patty's Day beats
Yeah.
from like 2014.
It's pretty
all
standard.
kinds of
Yeah.
shit falling out the
couple
back of it.
remotes.
Some M&Ms, some
Yeah.
Cheerios.
Definitely a lot of cereal.
Yeah, the classic. If you got kids, if you got young
Yes.
kids, we're finding cereal in
Yes.
your couch. It's happening.
Goldfish, cereal. It's the classics. Maybe a couple Pokemans.
Some socks or something, probably.
Yeah, socks are
Always a
pretty
stray
common.
sock.
Yeah.
No cum socks though.
Hopefully.
Pretty
I've never
rare.
encountered it, unfortunately. Not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of cum tissues, but I just hadn't found a sock that's petrified yet, so that's good.
Yeah.
Until tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, it'll
Someday.
Yeah, it'll
Get
happen.
there, kid.
usually
Anyways, barbecues.
when you walk into a job that's like that, it's like you're getting out of there. So.
Yeah, we did do Sex Dungeon, guy. I don't think we talked
Yeah,
about
that was a little weirder though. That wasn't like that. There wasn't gonna be cum socks and shit.
just dildos.
Shit was
and
covered
shit.
in semen.
Yeah, yeah, there were no cum socks. Everything else was just
Yeah.
covered
Or
in
had
jizz.
been.
And videotaped
Some film,
and recorded
yeah.
and sold, and then we packed it.
There were several pythons.
Fuck it. We're going to talk about
Sex dungeon, yeah.
sex dungeon.
Sex
I don't know. Were you guys involved? I know you were involved.
I was there for
Eric.
part of it.
Okay.
At least one day.
Man, the funniest shit. I had to crew lead that job. It was multi day. We had to pack all the shit and move all the shit and stuff. And I always remember. I'm sure you guys have all heard this story, but going up into his attic and seeing the big ass like circular ottoman that has like rose like finish on it, and it's all like the dark velvet red and black and stuff. And I look at it and I kind of laugh at it. I'm like, look at this thing. And he's like, what's so funny? I was like, nothing, man. It just. And then I thought in my head, looks like something out of a porno. It turns out it is something out of a porno. It is a place where porno has been recorded.
The basement was like some kind of weird, like they had all those pads in the ground in that area. There's all the lighting, and it looked like a half like wrestling mat place. And like, dude, what the fuck?
There were cameras in every room pointed down. You could see wherever.
And not security cameras.
No.
Like, I have guests in my room and I'm going to watch you fuck, and like you're aware, obviously, of that.
Yeah. They were pointed at the couch and at the beds and all this stuff. He had that huge ass dog in the cage.
That dog, man. When I walked in there, because y'all packed him and I came in like for the move section, it was a massive blizzard that day. But I think he told me, he's like, you might not want to go in there, my dog's in there, like don't make eye contact. And eventually I did go in the room, and that dog, I don't know, Jesus, how to even describe it, because
It was gigantic. It's
Right?
one of the biggest dogs I've ever seen in real life.
horrifying looking.
Yeah.
Like it was some kind of pit bull. It
said
had
Mastiff,
like dark
It was like
Mastiff
pit bull,
mix.
mastiff,
Yes.
gigantic.
King Corso,
I
I
guess
don't
it
know,
could be
Sandlot.
cute, like, I'm trying to think of a ball that's big enough to describe its head, but it is much bigger than a basketball.
No fucking
Yeah,
shit.
Huge, and trimmed ears, trimmed tail, fucking slobbering, the choke collar, and he's in a cage that's like the biggest one they make, but it's too small for him.
Yeah.
And like he started shaking when I went in there, and it was like the cage was gonna drop. And this thing was
You can see the leaves rattling from the
dude, it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I've never seen a dog like that in my life. Like, that was fucking crazy.
It was, and we had to pack that damn room.
And he's probably involved in the porno somehow. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is, because
What
he was
the
right next to
fuck,
the bookshelf full of VHS of amateur porn that we were supposed to pack. There was a point during the whole process where I said, "No, we're done, we're leaving," and we left. But in that same room with the dog was his master bed, and he had one of those beds. It's like a platform bed with the drawers on the
captains,
sides.
all dildos for sure, right?
So this is funny.
I saw that at least.
Because I was talking to him like on the phone, and he's telling me about things we need to pack and all that shit. And he's like, "So I got some stuff in the drawers by my bed, and it might be a little inappropriate. You might need someone who's kind of mature to pack that stuff." And I said, "All right, who's the least mature person here? Give me Sneeden and Mac." And I was like, "You guys get to go in there." Sneeden could not handle that shit. He could not do it. And then, Mac loves saying "motherfuck, son of a bitch," and he just could not stop saying that the whole time. But we ended up just pulling those drawers out, opening a box, and just dumping literal dildos and like BDSM shit and everything you can imagine just into boxes. Like, This box is this is a 3.1, which is a 3.1 cubic feet box. Dildos. Like that shit was crazy, man. That was insane.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have hobbies. Like,
I mean, he knew what he was about. And,
yeah. When I see a garage full of skis, I'm like, fuck. But like dildo, like, sure, put in the 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a little more on the moving side rather than the crazy sex dungeon side. But that motherfucker had like a Cali King latex bed. So obviously easy to clean for whatever dumb shit he's doing. But goddamn, that thing weighed hundreds of pounds. And it was just completely floppy. And it was so hard to get it anywhere, do anything with it. That shit was terrible.
Yeah, not quite as bad, but we got to do a King Purple today
Yeah,
too.
we did.
Which
Oh, yeah.
That
sucked.
one was like
It
semi-reasonable.
was almost okay.
Like,
it still sucked a lot.
it was
but,
covered
yeah,
in nasty.
and that too.
It was one of the nastiest mattresses I've seen in a while.
It depends on the time of year, because if you do a purple in winter, it's better.
A little
They're harder.
stiffer.
They're not
Yeah,
less
for sure.
floppy.
Yeah, yeah.
They firm up in the truck.
This still sounds like BDSM
It
sex
does.
dungeon. You do elastate a little bit in the summer, you know.
The best part about the sex dungeon actually was a coworker who will have a whole show on eventually. This dude Miles. It was total whiteout blizzard, and he walked right off the end of the truck, and all we hear was and as he disappeared face first into the snow. 5 foot tall truck. Oh, great. I'll fucking never forget that. It was just so perfect, like him just disappearing.
Yeah. Into the abyss.
It's like he fell off a cliff.
Hans Gruber from Die Hard.
Yeah.
Have you guys fallen off the truck before?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have once.
Not the truck. I've definitely fallen off the ramp, but definitely not all the way into the back of the truck. I don't think I would still be capable of doing anything at this point.
Yeah, I've done it once, and it was a long fucking time ago, and it wasn't working for this company. But it had to have been a queen, just a real, like, pretty big wicker, all wicker headboard. And I'm just walking off, you know, to the ramp, and wasn't fucking paying attention. First step that I thought was going to be the ramp was right into the abyss, and went fucking down. And it was like an older style truck, like Schmeg is, where it's taller. And yeah, I must have gone down right onto the concrete, like 6 feet onto my back, and then the fucking wicker headboard landed on me, and it was right in front of the customers too. Like, yeah, it was. I went.
I've definitely had
was
like
not a good time.
you go to take the mattress off and the wind's super high and it
Yeah.
just blows you right off and you're like, well,
Oh, shit.
nothing you
Yeah.
can do about that. But
I've fallen off a few times, like going up backwards. The worst was with the grill,
ooh,
and like I was like halfway up, and like I wasn't like far enough to where I like just fell, you know. But like it wasn't good. Definitely messed up the grill.
Yeah.
Probably just due to being hungover as fuck, I would guess.
Most days. Most days. It's going to be tomorrow, too. It was today, too. We're going to be hungover
It was
most days.
today for sure.
it's my weekend, so yeah.
Yeah, I ain't working
I don't
tomorrow.
have to worry about that.
Yes, hey, guys. We're talking about falling off trucks, though.
Yeah,
It
So-
happened, yeah.
that's where we got to.
So we can...
Seen a few injuries that way.
I've never fallen, like, off the tailgate before.
That's what I said.
But there's a couple of times where I've stepped off, and then I catch myself with like my hand and then my shin on the side, and
Yeah.
it's just you get the worst bruise. You're like, ah. This is kind of a funny story. There was one time moving with Caleb. We were moving like a pretty light dresser. It was too big to like move by yourself, but the two of us were moving it. And I was walking backwards, and we had 2 trucks set up, and one of the ramps was a little farther than the other one. And I was walking backwards, and I tripped over it, and I fell. But this dresser was light enough that I just held it up while I fell. And we're still holding this dresser, and I stand back up, and Caleb's like, man, that was cool. You just kind of disappeared.
Speaking of that, that's still one of my favorite things. That was hilarious. And like, yeah, people disappearing when they fall down or whatever. So Gabe one of the funniest things I ever saw was we were carrying a very light desk. It was nothing, but he just was not paying any attention, and we had walked this path 18 times already, so he should have known the step was there, but just not paying attention, just walking backwards, runs directly into the step, and then just hand cartwheels the desk over his head. That was one of the funniest things, because I just see him disappear and the desk keeps moving, and I was like, what the?
What's happening?
You alright down there? He's like, yeah, I'm good. Cool. Alright.
Dude, someone did that while backing me up in a truck once, and it was in the winter, a bunch of snow, and there was a curb behind him. We were coming up into some grass at an apartment complex, and all I see is trip, fall over, the dude disappears, both of his shoes are just in the parking lot, and I see no body, and that guy's definitely rolling around in the snow. Ooh. I'm just laughing my ass off.
There was this story is only for Jake, who's never going to hear this because he was there, but the infamous slow fall I had. He was in the passenger seat of a truck, doing paperwork or something. I was walking up the driver's side, and there's a huge ass snowbank. We're parked on the side of the road on the driver's side. Huge ass snowbank. I'm all sideways trying to walk up to the door, and I open the door, and when I open it, it's just enough weight to throw me off balance, and the snowbank is just high enough I can't catch myself. And I probably spend about 8 seconds falling down. And Jake's just fucking laughing the whole time. And it was so funny. It was just woo, and I'm down. Just in the snowbank. It was a good time.
Gotta love that good buttery pow we have.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's very low impact.
Very, very, yeah. We almost got stuck. I don't even remember when, Eric, because we've done it too many times for too many unreasonable circumstances, but when we almost high-centered one of the trucks in fucking who knows where, Broomfield or wherever in February. It's why are we here? Why are we moving this 1,200-pound lathe in the snow?
Yeah.
This is silly. You can wait
almost
3
rolled
months.
that truck into that person's ditch.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Never seen a 26er flex like that. It's insane.
I'm in the passenger, I go white, just immediately light up a cigarette. No.
I know, yeah. There's nothing I can say to you to calm me down. There's nothing you can say to me to change the fact that we're about in a ditch. All you got to do is light a cigarette and be like, I don't know.
Here we go.
Why are we here?
God damn it.
We get those straps around that 1,200-pound lathe, and it's oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shed's over there. It's that's 200 yards away. Yeah. We can't back up in your shit.
All you gotta do is carry that lathe, dude.
Yeah. Or think of interesting ways to get it done, which is kind of fun on the fly.
Yeah.
It's another math algorithm, but you have to sometimes figure out how can I do this in the most effective way possible for me.
Yeah, so I've thought about this in the snow. I've never done it, but I've thought about doing this. And that's, we use plywood a lot to roll safes and big heavy shit over grass and stuff, because it's a lot flatter, even though sometimes we just fucking go through the
rocks
plywood.
or something that you'll sink into and just constantly get stuck, or
But I've thought about getting a piece of plywood and sticking a pad under the front side and then setting a safe on top of it and seeing if we could just slide it across the snow. I've thought about doing that, but I've never done it. That might be a thing to try this winter.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We've done dumber things.
Yeah.
So-
Bolt on some cross-country skis and just push it.
Some
Exactly,
Crisco
exactly,
and
yeah.
maybe the Christmas vacation route.
That was a special
Grease
ball
up the
of
bottom,
some
fucking
kind.
slide it. No.
We need to watch Christmas Vacation. We
Yeah,
have it in
there
there. Yeah.
I try to pop that one in every Christmas-ish or so.
Yeah.
23rd, 24th.
Might be worth
It's
watching.
classic.
And Die Hard. I've already mentioned Die Hard.
Yeah.
But
I didn't see Die Hard in there, but we're gonna watch that. We'll find a DVD of Die Hard so we can watch it back here.
I'll bring it through.
This is our new hangout spot. I say new, but
There's a lot of cords now.
Yes.
That's for
yeah,
sure.
I snapped a picture,
Too
and it's
many
gonna be
controllers.
it's gonna be one of the main things. By the way, if anybody has good pictures, once again, send them to me. I don't know if there's anything you want to talk. Wasn't there something?
I mean, I could touch very briefly on that little tiny treadmill. We didn't even actually get to move it, which is too bad. But and the other one that I wanted to bring up was from the last podcast, the main picture that was on that, the couch with all the shit
the spaghetti
underneath
couch.
It. That definitely warrants some more explanation because that was one of the funniest days I've ever had at this job by far. That was the other one. I just sent you another one that had the actual spaghetti in it, though.
Okay.
I don't think that one actually had that. But anyway, we go to move this guy. We shift his couch over, and there's just, as you could see from the picture from the last one, just a bunch of like the fucking TV dinner trays. Just like he had obviously eaten them, dropped it on the floor, and then back kicked it just under the couch. And there was probably like 30 of them down there. Just absolutely
Check out the last
disgusting.
podcast.
Yeah.
I'll throw the picture up again.
Completely disgusting. But then on top of that, so we go to pick up the couch, and we grab the other piece, and we roll it. And we hear all this crashing, and we found a couple of pint glasses and stuff that were shoved between the cushions and things too. So we were like, there's still a bunch of glass in here, damn it. And then we look underneath, and it's just a ton of raw spaghetti that was just in this dude's couch. Like, what in the actual fuck? How does that happen?
Are you sure you weren't moving, George?
No.
It's called getting blackout.
But
Boiling
still,
the water, and that's spaghetti in my hand.
you just sit down on the couch, and you just let it go, I guess. It's just I can't remember who else was there. I know it was me and Jake for sure, but we were both just laughing our asses off. And the dude was outside, luckily. But he came back down eventually, and of course we left all the trash everywhere. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that was there." Like, way to play that off. I had no idea. I literally made my house into a trash pile.
Maybe you didn't though, because like the pint glasses,
I don't know.
when you're real fucked up, you just tuck it away. And, I never waste a hungry man, but, if you have half left and you're like, kick it under.
Just kick it under,
It's not till you call the moving
No.
Like,
absolutely not.
I'm the worst.
Fuck. Yeah, I've seen that same shit. And it was like, dude, it was me and Jake packing this fucking guy. He was so gross. Same fucking shit, though, dude. We actually packed, because we packed him too, we packed that shit from
Like
under
trash.
his couch
Nice.
because it was funny.
Oh, yeah.
There was a half-eaten fucking Panda Express that we packed in that box.
Yeah, deal with
gonna open that box.
And we put it in storage too.
You know what's funny? That box is never going to get open. That Panda Express is going to be in that box till the end of fucking
Oh my
time.
god, that shit.
Those mice in that unit are going to be like that guy with the yellow jacket. Like,
Those mice are super stoked.
6-month-old Panda E.
That shit was funny. And then he tipped us 100 each.
Nice.
This guy, he had this thing where he kept doing this burp hiccup thing, like halfway through every sentence. By the end of it, it was making me physically twitch and cringe. I just was about to throw up in his fucking face. It was so bad.
It turns out he had Tourette's and he was giving it to you.
Maybe, no, he was an army guy. Fucking Brad knows him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That shit was whack.
That's how most stories
Yeah,
end. That
he
shit
was a
whack.
DJ. We moved all of his shitty DJ equipment. He had to mention it 20 times. Yeah, I'm a DJ, but it's cool.
Is it a DJ Phantom by chance?
He probably had some worse name than that.
Okay. If he has the 96 Dodge Durango with the Adopt a Foster Dog plates, that's the same guy.
I don't remember what he drove. I do remember it was Longmont, and Jake immediately locked the keys in Sprout. Had to drive
Classic.
down on
That's a pretty good
fucking
move.
Saturday.
Oh
And he
man.
locked my fucking coffee in the goddamn truck
Oh, that's
for a
disappointing.
pack. I
There-
was not pleased.
There was one time Kahanik locked the keys in the truck, and it was right after he became a crew leader. I think that was probably before either of you guys got hired. It was a long time ago. But JD came out with the keys and just yelled at him in the parking lot.
Nice.
And-
The old JD.
JD, he's mellowed out a lot in the last however many years, but man, he was so pissed at that dude, and he was so disappointed in himself.
We've seen a much more mellowed out JD.
Yeah.
It's biology, and it's also these good Colorado greens, so it's a couple things.
Yeah. The marijuana quality is going up.
It's good for you to be relaxed.
Yeah.
Also, we're just crushing it so hard.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, he doesn't have any reason to be mad. He just lets us loose in the wild, and we fucking come back with money.
It's true.
I invited him on. I've told him about it. I've invited him on. So
We'll get him someday.
I'm gonna have. I just have to like keep pestering him, and he'll be on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't know, and you're listening, which is, you probably know this if you're listening, but JD is our boss, so we're trying to get him on here. I guess Adam is our boss too,
Yeah, technically.
but
Well, it's
I
a good
guess-
thing to just not let it, just keep doing well and be left alone, and then there you go. That's a pretty easy system.
we do get a lot of freedom, and
True.
but we do a pretty good job.
Right. Well, it's circumventional, right? Keep doing well and have your freedom.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so glad I'm not stuck behind a desk in a cubicle, regardless of COVID. It's just like, yeah, I work for H&R Block. It's a job. It's like, man, you poor son of a bitch. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you're the kind of guy that's going to load up an AR and go nuts because this is what you did, and said, yeah, it's a job. It's like,
I was all wasted last night talking to my buddies online, and I probably said it more than one time. This job sucks balls, and it's a lot of work. But I get off work, and then I drink beer with my friends and play video games. That shit's pretty cool.
I met one of my neighbors that I hadn't met yesterday out in the front of my house. And yeah, basically said the same thing. It's pretty shitty, But like, it's like low level construction pay, and I have flexibility, so it works.
That's the other thing. I can take off time anytime I want. I can take off a month, and they'll bring me back whatever day I want. Yeah, we've been doing this a long time.
Too long.
You've been doing it longer than
I
me.
feel surprisingly good, but
JD's been doing this 25 years.
yeah, but he just sits in the office now.
It's true. It's true. Well, you got. How long you been working here?
9 now.
9 years. So you've been here over a third of the time that JD has.
Yeah.
One out of every 3 days he's worked. You've been there.
Yeah.
can you do the work for
I could do that. Yeah. Normally I just kind of find a nice natural edit to kind of go in, but I'll totally do a beat for that one. And we'll leave this conversation in two.
Well, it's because the dog, the bounty hunter, the super racist voicemail he left when everything was so explicitly beeped. It was like, oh man, that's cool.
Dog the Bounty, he's from Colorado Springs.
Is he? Of course he is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quintessential Springs.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
more of a Canyon City type, really. But
I think he's from the Springs.
Okay.
I think that's where he's from. But yeah, every once in a while you'd see like a news article that's like, Dog the Bounty Hunter back in town.
Dragon Man, Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
One of the
Springs,
finest,
It's
yeah.
a trip, dude. That place it's something.
Oh, you have the Broadmoor, then you have Dragon Man, and it's a whole conglomeration of people.
It's true. You got George Bush Sr. doing golf, and then
George Rennell
20
Jr.
miles away you got George Rynell.
there should probably be some kind of fucking Letterkenny style show of Colorado Springs. You got military, meth heads, Mexicans, crazy Christians.
It's true.
New
life.
Yeah, you got it all.
Yeah, it's a great place to go and visit.
Yeah.
And then
Kissing
once you get
camels
to
at
leave,
the-
you get to go. I don't need to go back.
Yeah. I'm overdue to go back to Angler's Cubby though. I would drive to the Springs just for that. It is the coolest fly fishing shop there is in the States.
Is that the line webbers?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Adam knows them. You know them. I
Yeah.
don't know them, but
Oh,
I
that's
love going to Angler's Cubby.
Like Adam and them grew up together, and yeah, I know them personally. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Biggest square footage fly shop place in the country.
It's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I think.
Pikes Peak, get a donut. What's that popcorn joint close to? Oh shit, I'm blanking here.
Popcorn joint.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I know of a popcorn joint down
It's
there.
mostly kettle corn and cheddar, but man, it's good. It has to do with the altitude, right? You can't make it better
Okay.
anywhere else because it's at 12,000 feet.
Oh, okay. I know on the top of Pikes Peak they actually sell donuts that
They do,
they
yeah.
bake at 14,000 feet.
Nice.
So there's like a whole bunch of specialty shit you have to do to actually get dough to rise and stuff like that.
I was gonna say, is that one of those situations where they cook super fast, or does it take forever?
I have no idea.
Because it's got to be one or the other.
I mean, living in Colorado, you know, it takes forever to boil, or it takes a very small amount of time to boil water, but it takes more time to actually cook whatever you put in it.
Right.
Because it's less air pressure and all that jazz. We ain't no scientists here.
It's so secular. It goes back to po' boys, but like a po' boy at 14,000s, it's not going to be right. You know?
No. That's got to be sea level.
That's a big baking thing.
Too much of that space science or
The
whatever. Space
bread
math.
that we get around here is not so great.
No.
I'm trying to think of another spring celebrity. There's a couple of them, but they're all goofballs. Colorado celebrities are just goofballs. Jake Jabs, he's a fucking goof.
Oh, I love that episode of South Park where they're like, look at all the Colorado celebrities. They have, who is it, Jay Cutler?
Smoking Jay Cutler.
Yeah. That's Jake Jabs over there.
Jake
He's
Jabs.
got the line.
I assume Tom Shane.
Tom Shane, Frank Azar,
Yeah.
the Sawaya law firm, Strong Arm. Yeah. That's right, Frank Azar, the Strong Arm.
You know more about Frank Azar than I do, but he was on one of the Supreme Courts as like I don't know. He was an inside guy. He's a devil's advocate, and I just thought he was just a goofball with billboards, but not the case.
He has a huge law
He's a
firm,
lawyer,
like huge.
yeah.
Like if you call Frank Azar, you're not getting Frank
No.
Azar. You're getting one of his representatives who's going to fight for your case.
The conglomeration.
Yeah.
Well, no, what happens is they chase your ambulance to the hospital and fucking are like, hey, have you heard of Frank Azar? And you're like, of course.
He's the Strong Arm.
He's the billboard
No
guy.
advertisement from Frank Azar. We haven't gotten any money from that man.
See, that's what we were talking about earlier, is making up fake sponsors, and one of them was something like that. We were
Alright.
going to have the law firm of Wilson, Willocks, and Wedby. And they specialize in moving injuries, and they got me $5 million for my moving injury.
We're on
I
that.
got
can't
crushed by a
guarantee
grand piano. Wilson, Westy, and Willow got me fucking my shit.
We're doing the outro right now, so throw me a good advertisement outro.
All right, yeah. Today's episode is brought to you by the Ziegler Roundabout Spice Company, since we talked about the hot sauce earlier. No.
And
They would like to remind you to like and subscribe and do all the bullshit that you have to do to pay attention.
That's right. I'm going to keep getting other people to say that too.
Smash that notification bell!
Smash it.
Smash it for death.
All right, fellas. You got anything else you want to add?
I'll freestyle an ad because it's fun.
Do it up. Hit it in there.
Are you a wealthy, upper middle class cuck? Do you like overpaying for your spatulas? Brought to you by The Cupboard. That's right, The Cupboard. Where's it at? You already know. It's in Old Town. The Cupboard.
No,
Fuck you.
no.
Yes, it is a no.
And scenic. No foco.
Across from historic Kenny.
All right, fellas. I think we're getting too good at this because we're already going over time. So, hey, thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening.
Movers of the internet.
We'll see you next time.